from Cambodia. Welcome to this episode of The Hike. Now this time we are coming to you from a little cozy library in Phnom Penh, Cambodia. You know, the celebration of Cambodian traditional New Year just wrapped up, but the energy doesn't fade away at all because right after the celebrations, we've noticed something else big. The visit of our Chinese President Xi Jinping to Cambodia. I mean, it's not every day that you see the streets, roadsides decorated with national flags along the road and tens of thousands of people out there welcoming a guest from afar. So today we're also bringing that momentum here as well. We have invited 4 amazing young voices from Cambodia to join us and talk about how this visit will affect their lives through their eyes. So welcome guys, why don't you introduce yourself to our audience so that everyone knows who's who.
So I'm Hong Chan and I'm a legal advisor and I have a 4-year experience of the legal fields, and I'm also the director of the Asia-Euro organization under the Asia-Euro University, where we have around 8,000 students a year from morning class, afternoon class and evening class.
Wow, welcome.
So hello everyone, my name is Chai Poheng. Currently I'm a year 4 university student majoring in cybersecurity at Cambodian University of Technology and Science called CamTech. Yeah.
Welcome.
Hi everyone, I'm Sekun. I'm currently a president of Cambodia Alumni of Engineering and Architecture from China. We have around 280 students registered, and all of us are graduated from China. And I was in China for 8 years at Tianjin University, and it's quite a pleasure to be here today. Thank you.
Welcome.
Good morning from Cambodia. I am Satira. I am the advisor to the Ministry of Public Works and Transport and also the member of the AMT Association. The association which is working to select the potential Cambodian students to nominate for the scholarship to study in China.
Well, welcome. Thank you so much everyone for joining. It's really great to see all of you here. Now let's start with something light, the Cambodian traditional New Year. This is something new to me because this is my first time to Cambodia. And I arrived just in time to catch the last day of the celebration. So I arrived at the night of the 16th. And I witnessed a huge water war at Wat Phnom, right? The street. So I went there to see how Cambodian people celebrate, and I got myself all soaked up. So I'm really curious, how do you usually celebrate traditional New Year in Cambodia?
So for me, I started off with preparing traditional food for my parents, or we bringing them out for lunch. But what my parents had for me on our first Songkran New Year is we had a nomachak and curry, and nomachak and curry, where we like Cambodia traditional curry, and then the Cambodia traditional fish green soup, and then we had it with the more like the versimili, or we call it the noodles, the Cambodian noodles.
Rice noodles.
Yes, and then we add it together and we eat it.
Oh, I've seen that before. Is that the curry fish wrapped in like a banana leaf, or like inside a coconut, right?
Yeah, it's inside. It's wrapped with the banana leaves. And more like a pot. Some people they use the pot. Some people they use the banana leaves.
Okay, I also seen someone use coconut to put it in.
Yeah, she's talking about amok.
That's a different dish.
This one is different. This one is more like a soup, and you have a rice noodle eating together. It's very delicious.
So traditional food for New Year celebration. How about you guys? Did anyone go to the water war?
Water war.
Water fight.
Do you mean the water fight?
Yeah, the water fight. It seems to me like a water war because everyone it's so furious. It's serious. It's not like my understanding of a typical holiday vibe. So I went to the street unprepared, and then people were like, so many water guns, and they used buckets to pour water onto someone else's, like strangers. But the atmosphere is really joyful. Everyone's smiling. I mean, everyone is strange, but everyone is smiling, very happy.
So I actually went there on the 14th and 15th, which is the first day and second day of the Happy New Year. the Cambodian New Year. So we actually, I brought a gun with me, a water gun with me, and also a glasses to cover myself from being, like people
From
spraying
preventing the water.
people putting the baby powder on my face. So I need to be well prepared.
Oh
And
yeah.
then-
Just for your information, baby powder is also another very important thing. I thought it's just water. But when I arrived there, and people starting to put baby powder onto my face. Some are dry powder, and some they mix with water already, so it looks muddy and put into your face. What does that mean?
Like they doing it for fun.
For fun?
Yeah.
And also, I'm guessing like for good luck, best wishes as well.
Also.
Yeah.
I
So-
don't think it means so. It's just for fun. Everyone just playing, and we enjoy
Together.
this kind of activity every year, and it has no any meaning.
So it's only for fun.
For fun.
Then the other girl who put baby powder on my face lied to me. He said, "Oh, it's for good luck. The more you get, the luckier you will be for the next year." I was like, "Okay, I put more." She's probably lying to me. Now, how about you guys? How do you usually celebrate?
This year is a bit special for me. Actually, during the Khmer New Year, we have 5 days off. The first few days, I brought my wife and kids back to my father's homelands. And after that, I bring them to Siem Reap, where we celebrate some grand festival. There's a lot of performance and activities there. So it's very enjoyable time for us, yes.
And you just came back last night, right?
Correct, it's at 11 o'clock in the midnight.
Wow, you got up here early this morning.
Yeah.
That's a long time. How about you?
So brother, may I ask, what did you have fun there with your family?
Oh, actually, we went to see the circus performance, and we also go to see at the Angkor Wat, where we see a lot of traditional performance and people playing we call traditional games. Thousands of people.
Wow.
And during the night, it very very congested, much bigger and heavier than
Much
in Phnom
bigger.
Penh. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah, yes.
I thought it can't be more crowded.
According to the year, I think 2 million people there.
Oh my
In
goodness.
Siem Reap. So it's very big event there this year.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's even bigger than the previous years?
Kind of, yes,
Okay.
yes. People come to celebrate it. Yeah.
Wow, wow.
Yeah.
Because this year we have Songkran Cham Thmui, Songkran New Year, which was organized at Siem Reap. For me, 2 days before the New Year, we went to Siem Reap to see the Songkran team organize the activities and prepare and decorate it before to welcome New Year. So there, everyone was very busy there. They were building some kind of activity, and they are also taking the opportunity to visit Angkor Wat as well at the time. During the Khmer New Year, I visit my family because at my age I don't frequently visit my parents, only in special occasion. And this year, it's amazing that all the family members together went to see my parents there. So we had so much fun, and it's a very good memory for us.
Yeah,
this year.
so basically it's the biggest celebration
Yeah.
here in Cambodia each year, right? And it's a time for family reunion, I guess.
Yes.
Everybody getting back together.
It's like
Yeah.
Chinese New Year. the
Yeah,
same.
I was gonna say that.
You,
So
you
it's very
must go back
similar
home.
to
You must go back home to see your parents.
traditional Chinese New Year. The vibe
Yeah.
is similar. So some
So
kind of a
to be
shared.
honest, Cambodia, we have lots of New Year. It's more like we celebrate, to be honest, we celebrate every New Year, including the Christmas Day, the New Year's Eve, the New Year's, the Chinese New Year's, and the Cambodian New Year.
So it's very diverse.
Yes.
Like
Yeah.
you celebrate festivals from a lot of different cultures. Oh, I love being here. So many holidays. So much fun.
During the Chinese New Year, you feel the same, like in
feel
the
the
Khmer
same?
New Year. In Phnom Penh, very quiet, People go outside to visit their parents also, and also to visit other places.
That's
So,
awesome.
like you said, we celebrate all the New Years here.
So like for Chinese New Year, collecting the red pockets.
Oh, you do that here as
Yeah.
well?
Yeah.
Oh, that's great. That's great. So today, I think, is the second day after the New Year celebration, and yesterday, so just right after the celebration, a lot of people here, tens of thousands of people here, went out to the street and welcomed Chinese President Xi Jinping's visit. So I'm sure you've seen the streets, the people welcoming, the giant portraits of both leaders from the two countries, even if you were not in a welcoming group by yourself, but I'm sure you have felt the atmosphere somehow. Yeah?
Yes.
So anyone want to share about your experience?
Yes, I was not at the site physically, but I was watching live broadcasting about the official state visit of President Xi Jinping. I think this is his second state visit to Cambodia after 8 years. His first visit, as I remember, was in 2016, and this is his second one. I can notice that Cambodian people were very happy to welcome President Xi's visit. And just one day before his arrival, our Prime Minister also delivered a welcome remark to welcome President Xi Jinping's visit. And I can see a lot of sharing contents and posting on social media talking about the arrival and the state visit of President Xi Jinping.
Many people are looking forward to this visit actually. Even myself, I'm not in Phnom Penh.
Yeah.
But I still follow up all the news every hours, many news on media, what have been agreed, what have been done, and a discussion between the leaders and the people during this occasion also very happy to see President Xi here. Yes.
The teachers in my university, they keep on asking, and all the students in my university, they keep on asking, how am I able to meet with the president? Is there any possibility or anything going on? And I was like, you could have a try.
So did they actually go? They were in the welcoming team, right?
Yeah, they were in the welcoming team, invited by the Cambodia Chinese associations.
Okay.
In front of the airport. Yes.
Have you heard from them? How do they feel about it?
They
Are
feel
they
very
excited?
proud. They're very excited. You know, like they actually never get to see their president in person because China's country is too big, and they never had the chance to see their president in person. So they're very happy to welcome the president.
How about you?
So even I didn't physically attend the event, but I watched live on Facebook. I saw a lot of students and teachers. They stand on the road for the welcoming of the Chinese president.
Yeah, actually, I also saw a lot of students yesterday along the street. And there's a girl I talked to. She is only 16 years old, and she's not from Phnom Penh. Locally, so she came with her parents very early in the morning just to wait on the roadside to welcome him. I was like, so what do you expect? What's your expectation from this visit, or what do you want to see, like the cooperation or friendship between the two countries? And she was like, I just want to see him passing by and maybe say hi to him in person, say hi to the car, or maybe. So really just waiting there for hours to take a look. So really, yeah, the vibe was vibrant yesterday. And I feel like, a visit like this is not only about the state leaders, but also about ordinary people like us. So I'm sure from what you just discussed, a lot of people are talking about this. What are they talking about? What conversation did this visit spark? Like maybe from your own field?
Yes, before the arrival of the presidency's visit, there were a lot of discussion about the presidency in particular and about China in general. So they were discussing how China plays a big role in the global economy, and also how China plays an important role in Cambodia economy. They were discussing that the foreign direct investment, Chinese investment from China in 2015 in Q1 has been increasing up to 56% this year, and they were hoping to get more Chinese direct investment in Cambodia to boost the Cambodian economy after the visit of President Xi Jinping.
How about you, like maybe from the educational sector?
From the educational sector, we hope to have more like an MOU with the government to be able to support our students to be able to go overseas, have an exchange program so we could learn more from each other. And it's more like, since Cambodia and China, we have a very close mutual country friendship.
Yeah.
We also hope for like our students to be able to go there, and when their student come, we will welcome them very well. As it's like, as we're going there for like a tourism, open more for us, so that we have more opportunity to make more like a visit to share the knowledge between the two countries.
And also tourism, right?
Yes.
And I heard a lot of people also talking about tourism.
Yeah.
Want to have more opportunities to travel between the two countries.
Yeah. For me, I think people discuss about how we can strengthen our relation between Cambodia and China to another level. As right now, we have a lot of support from China in terms of like infrastructure and public social. There's a lot that we have been working together, I think, and I witnessed this kind of growth and development for the past like 20 years. And we Cambodian actually really get a lot of benefit for this collaboration. Yeah.
How about Bao Heng?
For me, I think that this cooperation bring a lot of benefit for students. I saw a lot of Cambodian students went to study in China. Some for bachelor degree, master degree. So it's very good for our students. Yeah.
Do you have any plans to study in China in the future?
I think yes, after I graduate.
After you graduate?
My bachelor degree.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then maybe get a master's degree?
Yes.
Yeah. All right. So, we have a saying, the friendship between nations actually lie in the affinity between people. So I really felt that, even it's only my third day here in Cambodia, but I really felt that saying a lot on the streets of Cambodia. And also President Xi Jinping likes to say one sentence, China is always the most reliable friend of Cambodia. So how do you understand this sentence?
In Cambodian there is a saying, and let me talk in Khmer. Or in English, we can say that good friends help each other in a difficult situation, in a difficult time. So, if we go back a little bit, when was the hardest situation happening? Of course, the pandemic. I can say that the pandemic is one of the critical situations globally.
Yeah.
And at the time, our former Prime Minister, as I remember, Samdech Chukwan San, also paid a visit to China during the pandemic to show that the relationship in the critical situation is meaningful. And China, in return, China also provides some vaccinations, millions of vaccinations and medical supplies to Cambodia during the pandemic. So what I want to emphasize on this is that during the hard time, China, on one hand, was fighting to help the Chinese people during the pandemic, and one hand is stretching out to help Cambodia as a good friend. So I think this is this is the true meaning of the good friendship, and this is how reliable a friend means for the two nations.
Yeah, a friend in need is friend indeed, right?
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
We are facing with a global economic crisis right now that people was talking about U.S. tariff, and people really care about this and how we can help each other in such a circumstance. And China is definitely one of our long-lasting friends that we always work together and support each other during any time, during the hard time, Yes. And back into our history a bit, we have the relationship like back in 2,000 years ago, since the Tang Dynasty.
Yeah.
So this friendship is not just a 1 year, 2 year, or 10 years. This is like a century-old friendship. So
Not centuries,
yes,
2,000 years.
it really rooted in Cambodian society, and people, even for us, it's a young generation. we watch a Chinese movie every day. We watch a Chinese media or maybe TV show that really help us a lot to understand each other in terms of culture and the social development in both countries. Yes.
I think on top of the reliable friend, we can say that China can be the strategic partner in action. So China is already in action with Cambodia.
Yeah.
Not only the strategic partner, but strategic partner in actions. So every time, even the up and down circumstances in the global trend, China is always with us. And this is what we see by our naked eyes, and it truly happens.
Yeah, to face all the uncertainty together.
So for me, as a word, I would say 命运共同体. It means like their shared vision, the future together with China and Cambodia. We've become closer for a very long time, and China has been helping us, like our Prime Minister said, around 67 years, from like 2025 right now, so minus another
67, we're doing some math here,
yeah,
minus 67, yeah.
52 years. So it's from 1948 until today. It's a very big challenge that they're helping from then until now, and then because of China, we have our very first expressway road from Cambodia to Sandville. So before it takes about 3 hours, 4 hours, like because the road is very small. And right now, after we have the expressway sponsored by, donated by China, we got like more like, I think 1 hour if you drive very fast.
You always speed.
And I have a friend who drives for 45 minutes.
Whoa.
A speed of 200 kilometers per hour.
Wow, so really cut from 4 hours to less than 1 hour.
Average is 1 hour and 30
But your
minutes.
friend drives really fast.
Actually, you need 5 hours. Before the expressway, you need 5 hours to reach there.
Yes.
But now, basically, with the limited speed, you need like 2 hours.
Thanks to China.
Yes.
Do you have anything to share or any like project examples you've seen between the cooperation between two countries?
Yes, I think the relationship between China and Cambodia is an unbreakable bond. China has supported Cambodia, especially in education field. Like China donated money to our country to build a school, and it's very good for students. Like if after they graduate the grade 12, they want to study some major, they can just study in Cambodia, because the university bring the expert teacher from China, so the student can, even they study in Cambodia, but you feel like they study in China the same field.
We're bring the borders, bridge the borders, and bring each other closer with the educational sector.
Yes.
All right. Do you have any other projects, examples? Because he was mentioning the expressway and also the education. I think there are. I see a lot of Chinese characters, Chinese supermarkets, Chinese shops. When I was walking on the streets, I feel like a lot. There's a giant Chinese community here, right? What other examples do you see here from China?
Correct. As you see in Phnom Penh right now, you can see more and more high-rise building going up. And actually, I was a part of it also. And most of those buildings is actually built by the Chinese investors and contractor. Like myself, I was working with the China State Construction Division 4, and 10 years ago. And I want to talk a bit on how the Chinese contractor have done a great job in technical transfer. Like 10 years ago, we built 48 floor buildings, and we have very few skilled labor to do the job. And after 10 years, like now, we have a lot of skilled labor that have been produced by those kind of projects, those investments, and those skilled labor really help the Cambodian economy in the long run. And I see this grow. For example, a small example at our construction site. Before, the tower crane operator mostly are Chinese, but now 100% is Cambodian, because of the Chinese operator teach the Cambodian operator And this kind of technical transfer really help a lot for our urban development, you know. Yes.
So they're not only coming and do things, they're also bringing the techniques and bring the knowledge and
Correct.
show and train local employees to do that.
Correct.
To develop.
Yes.
Okay, in Chinese we call it 授人以渔不如授人以渔. Have you heard of that?
No.
No, it's as I will teach you how to fishing rather than directly give you fish.
Oh yeah, it's more like it's more like you're explaining about the fish. So if I give you fish, the next day you ask me for fish.
Yes.
But if
Yeah.
I teach you how to fish, the next day you won't ask me anymore because I know how to live on my own.
Yes.
And actually, China not only help on the expressway, they also help building a very large stadium where we use for the SEA Games in 2023, which maximum population of 60,000 to 70,000 people in stadium, and we're actually very happy about it.
And there's a new airport coming up, right?
Yes,
The
the
international
new airport, the hospitals, the 1,000 kilometers of road. Chinese also help us to build many bridges across the Mekong rivers. So a lot of the construction and projects that has been supported by the Chinese government, and very grateful for that. Yes.
I also saw many traditional Chinese hospitals, providing traditional Chinese medicines. Have you tried any?
I've tried the acupuncture.
Acupuncture.
Yes. You know, at first I don't believe in it. I feel very scared when trying it, but after people did it for me, and it feels very good. You know, like sometimes one of my my hand twisted, and I had them do it for me. Everything feels all right a few seconds after they did it.
Have you tried it before?
For me, no.
No?
Yeah.
Yeah, you could probably try that. I tried it once, and you can actually feel like the qi going from one point to the other. It's kind of magical. Yeah. From the airport to our hotel, there are a lot of Chinese shops, and at least I saw 3 traditional Chinese hospitals there. So
actually, not only hospital, but there's also Chinese medicine, which is very well known in Cambodia.
Traditional TCM,
Yeah,
yes. And let's talk about our generation. The other day I was scrolling online, and I read an article, very interesting. It says the average age of Cambodian people, or people living in Cambodia right now, is 27 years old. I mean, it might not be accurate, as I read it on social media. I didn't double check about the figure, but the point is, Cambodia is such a young country. And also, I also feel that when I was walking on the streets, young people everywhere. And also during the New Year celebrations, they were kids playing outside, young people playing outside, very vibrant. So I'm thinking, what can we do as young generation? What can we bring to the table, speaking of the cooperation between the 2 countries?
For young generations, more like we people like freedoms. But of course, we have to listen to our parents. The reason is because they've gone through this road, and if we walk on our own, we will have difficulty, pressure on the road. So if your parent has the back for you, you could you could feel better at ease, and then you could do your own work. Or if you have a work, if your parents support you, we all feel happy because the pressure we share, it's more like. I'm 100 kilogram, so if I don't lose my weight, it's more like I'm taking a tire, carrying myself. That's why before last 5 years, I could climb out the mountain with no problem, but right now I couldn't because myself is too heavy, and like I'm putting up weight for myself, so it's hard for you to go up the mountain.
So what do you think are some qualities that we possess but our previous generations don't, when we are getting to know another culture, or when we want to bring closer the relationship between the 2 countries?
More like we have the smartphones nowadays.
Smartphones.
So we could go onto DeepSeek or on the internet to look for what's the culture between Cambodia and China. And the other thing is about how do Chinese people live in China, and like there's a saying that China has everything. So nowadays people would go online to buy Chinese stuff through Taobao or
You use
AliExpress.
Taobao as well.
Yes.
So what is like the cross-border enterprise thing here? The cross-border commerce. Usually when you order on Taobao, how many days do you have to wait before it's shipped?
Normally
Around
one.
7 to 10 days.
Yeah. 1
7
week.
to 10 days.
$1 logistic fee.
$1?
Yes.
Wow.
Some even cheaper than you send the package in
Yeah,
China.
for
inside
small
China.
items, $1.
Yeah, just $1.
That's really cheap.
Yes.
And there's no tax, so everyone enjoys it.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
The only difficult thing is when you order a large thing, you have to pay for a very high cargo fee, which is sometimes, in China is very cheap, like a sofa for $200, and the cargo fee is like $300. So it's
Yeah.
more like we're not paying tax, but we're paying the cargo fee.
Right. Sometimes that's really crazy when I see the cargo fee when we do online shopping from other countries. So I'm thinking, like for young generations, you are all from different sectors, and in your own field, you're all have some way to promote cooperation between two countries. So what do you do? Like what do young people in Cambodia do to try to get closer after countries?
I think for me it's like based on my experience working with Chinese staff, and I think we need to understand each other's culture to avoid the culture shock, to understand why they do so, why we did so. So we will find the mutual understanding, and we work together. For example, one of the projects that we did like the last 8 years ago, which is the combination between Chinese and Cambodian teams. And we did a very great job in delivering this kind of projects. It's an international project where we did a hotel, a 4-star hotels. And when we come together and understand this thing, we will reduce all the conflict, all the argument inside the team, and we can work together, to bring something else that really reaching our target, Yes. So what we, as the young generation, I think, trying to bring more positive energy and positive stuff from China, from Cambodia, and tell each other like what should we do and strengthen this kind of relationship. Yes.
How about you?
To me, I think in order to level up the mutual understanding, first thing first, we have to talk. We have to communicate. So as far as I see, for now, I can see that from the result of the strong cooperation between Cambodia and China, more and more students are going to China for studying both academic degrees and non-academic degrees. And also we also have some youth and cultural exchanges. So I think these types of opportunities have widened the broader space so that Cambodian youth and the Chinese youth can get exposure with one another. I think this type of actions and opportunity will promote the level of mutual understanding and cultural exchanges. Just like what he mentioned earlier, is we have to work together in order to bridge the cultural differences. So I think the real life exposure from in China for Cambodian students to China, and from the Chinese students or youth in Cambodia will be one of the priority we should think we should consider.
You actually have studied in China before, right? How was your experience there?
Back to let's say 13 years ago, I had the privilege to continue to further my study in Wuhan, at Huazhong University of Science and Technology. And I remember that when I first arrived in Wuhan, it was midnight. Everything was dark. I don't know. I didn't know where I was until the morning came. So my friend took me to the university, and I did not realize that it was a university because it was huge and it was surrounded by the trees. And my school, it is called surrounded for restaurant at university. So not only the teaching facility, but it was like a community where people were living in. So I had a very good impression. So I asked my friend, "Is that university?" And he said, "Yes, this is the university." It was it was amazing. So this is my first impression about China. And one more thing is about the information. Before I went to China, I heard a lot of negative messages about China. So, but once I arrived China, everything is different. We can say 360-degree differences. So what I heard before going to China and what actually happened in China were much different.
Can you give us some examples here?
So, like for example, my colleagues, my friends said that China is very poor. Why you decided to go to China? Because at that time I got another scholarship to Thailand under a different scheme. So, but I finally decided to go to China, and my friends, my family told me not to go to China because China was very poor. But China's situation he was talking about was like 60 years ago. So he hasn't, they don't have the updated information about China until I arrived in China. So I think many progress, many development, and a lot of good things happening in China. So when I came back to Cambodia, I told them that everything you told me before was not right. It could be right 100 years ago, but not for now. So you have to update your information about China. This is what I've learned and I want to share as well.
So it's more like what people say to you and what you hear from outside is not from what you see on yourself.
Yeah.
So it's more like where Chinese, they see Cambodia, or when I first came to China, I feel very scared. I don't dare to go around. But after I arrived there for a few days, I feel like, China is very, very safe. The world's safest country, where they have the camera and everywhere. So I feel like I could even go out for midnight to walk around to have a look in China. It's very safe. It's not like what people say. So it's more like in Cambodia too. People say Cambodia is dangerous. Cambodia is this, is that. But if they come to see on their own, they will feel like, oh, Cambodia is very peaceful.
It is very peaceful. For my stay here, actually, I went out at night, to do something because I'm really kept up everywhere in the morning, and I decided to see the city a little bit. I went around the river, along the river, and also to the communities, the streets next to my hotel to do some, shopping. It's very safe to walk outside. Same here, yeah.
Yeah, and let's hope that most foreigners, such as Chinese, they are willing to open up their mind to come to Cambodia and have a look.
How about you?
So I remember the time when I go to China, Chaozhou, with you can say the school trip for 10 days. So I went there. My first impression is I feel very excited because people there are very friendly, and there are a lot of places to travel. Also, the food is also delicious. So it's my vibe because my family are also Chinese. Yeah.
Oh, so from Chaozhou?
对，潮州。
Oh, so you speak at home a little bit Chaozhou dialect, I guess?
大概是潮州话。
mainly from the Chaozhou dialect. So you have gained a bit knowledge, like from home, about Chinese culture, what China looks like. So how often do you go visit China?
Maybe.
So the last time was a school trip to Chaozhou.
对，很久。It's around on 2018.
2018. So it's moving very fast, changing very fast.
Yes.
And I'm sure you guys have all experienced that. So probably after you graduate, you come back again to China and see how things developed and do a further study at China's university. Yeah, you notice how fast things have changed. Yes. It's completely,
I want to share a bit of my experience. I share the same experience like Tira, maybe a bit earlier than him. Like 17 years ago, when I my first time in Tianjin. And we had a lot of bad news about China at the time. That it's not safe, there's no freedom, where you cannot go outside like that. But when you go there, it's very, very freedom, and most importantly, it's very safe. I can say one of the safest place I ever visit.
Yeah, a lot of people say that.
Even comparing to Europe, where I traveled to.
Oh, that's very different.
Yes, and me myself, I witnessed a big change in economic while I was there in 2008. Like an example, one of the district nearby my school in Nankai district. I went there like the last 6 months ago, and after 6 months, it's very different. The infrastructure, the road, the building is really developed very fast, and also witness how the e-commerce in China developed during that time, between 10-year times, you know. And I think we have a lot to learn from China in terms of our economy development and social development also. Yes.
So first, for my first impression of China, it's more like when I was a kid, I love to watch Dongman, which
the cartoon
is
animation.
the cartoon animations, also in comics and also in the movies. And right now, before I used to watch Japanese, but right now I move everything to Chinese because there's a very famous movie, like a TV show for the like animated comics called 斗罗大陆. It's very famous.
What is it?
斗罗大陆.
斗罗网.
斗罗大陆.
斗罗大陆.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's called Soul Land in English. It's actually very famous. It's the most published, the best work in China, and I love it so much. And then I first started to watch this. Then right now after this finished, I started watch like I think around 1,000 comics right now.
Okay.
And
I didn't know.
every single day.
Yeah.
And then recently in 2024, last year, China started having these 短剧.
Oh yeah, the
Before
mini
Cambodia,
dramas, the micro dramas.
The micro dramas. Before there's none. I haven't seen any of them.
That's a new trend in China too.
And it's also a new trend in Cambodia, where people would go onto Facebook and translating the Chinese, like voiceover in Cambodia for Cambodian people to have a look at it. And it's very popular right now in Cambodia.
Yeah. Have you seen the micro dramas here?
Yes.
So usually, what is it about?
About a funny story. Funny story between a couple or something.
Okay. Okay. So
It's more like Revenge Seal, or Rebirth, being betrayed by the best friends and all this.
So usually, where do you see it? On Facebook, on social media, right?
Actually, there's an app called Drama Box. It first got like advertised in Facebook, Instagram. Then I downloaded this app and paid like $200 per year. And I started watching all this Chinese comics.
Wow. So that's really convenient. Because we sometimes say cooperation sounds like a really big word. It's probably very far away from our ordinary people's life, but actually it can start very small from these details, from the food, Chinese food, from the dramas you watch, from movies. So you've all shared some personal exchange experience with Chinese culture. Now, I want to go deeper of what was your first encounter with China? You said about the animation, probably. How about you guys? Your first encounter.
I'm growing up watching the Chinese movie like Journey to the West.
Oh, Journey to the West.
Yes. So I think after hearing him talking about this micro drama, I think we as the youth share the same story, share the same hobby from the kids generation to our adult generation. It's quite influenced to our both country, where we share each other this kind of thing, hobbies and habits every day. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. So from these small things, we can see we are actually not that far apart from culturally or physically. We're not that far apart. So how about you?
I think Journey to the West was very popular.
Very popular. That's the only TV show.
Our age.
It's
Yeah.
aired in TV.
Yeah, in TV.
Like
Yeah.
I don't know, because in China, like for us, we grew up watching it, and it's aired on TV every vacation, like summer vacation, winter vacation. The TV channels start to air it. And is that same here? Is it similar here?
Yes, it's very popular. I remember at my village, at that time, we don't have too many TVs. Maybe a few houses has the TV. So everyone, when the TV program come, everyone come and watch together. So
And how
it's
was
very,
school,
small kid, even at school, yes.
And, when I was a kid, I also like watching action movie, Jackie Chan, Bruce Lee,
Chinese kung fu.
Chinese Kung Fu, Donnie Yen, and I was inspired by those martial artists until I practice some martial arts until now.
You learned it, actually? Wow. So how about you? What's your first encounter with China?
For me, it's similar to them. So when I was a kid, I like to watch a Chinese movie which wide over in Khmer language, including COG
Journey to the West.
and fighting movie.
Uh-huh.
Yes, I'm very addicted to watch that movie. I remember that when I watch Cheng Long, his fighting scene, it encouraged me to learn about Chinese Kung Fu.
Okay. So you are both kung fu players.
Actually, the best movie is also Sanguo, Three Kingdoms.
Three Kingdoms.
I've been watching it like a few years ago and had many experience on it.
How many times you watch Three Kingdoms?
Three Kingdoms,
How many times?
Yeah, how many times?
2 times.
Two times. Not that big of a fan of Sanguo. So what is the latest, what is the newest Chinese drama or films you watched recently?
Neta R.
Oh, Neta 2.
Yeah, Neta 2.
Neta 2. How many times you watched it?
3 times. We're like
really
from
love
the
it.
start to the finish, and the latest I've watched is yesterday.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Did you cry?
I don't cry, but I laugh.
You laugh?
I laugh at the where the Nata he went to the palace, and then he actually went to the restroom, and he went to the wrong restroom.
Yeah. Have you watched it already?
Not yet.
Not yet. Do go to the. It's aired in the theater. in
And they
Cambodia,
had
right?
a cup of tea, and Nata's like,
Don't spoil too
yeah.
much for them. Wait for them until they see the movie. All right, thank you so much for sharing all those stories. Now, I'm very curious to, if you can use one word to summarize your impression of China, what would it be? Starting from this side.
One word to describe China, to me, would be agility.
Agility.
I
How
think
come?
agility already describes China. China is big. China is very diversified. You can see like 56, as I remember, ethnics in China,
Yes.
and cultural differences. But now if you look into China, China is let's say the second largest world economy. And without agility, China would not be there. And China already proved that they have high level of agility. China is very agile to all circumstances, including the global trend and uncertainty right now. So I think agility best fit with China, to me personally.
How about you?
For me, I think one word that I really influenced my life after I've been studying and living in China for 8 years is perseverance.
Perseverance.
Where we look at the Chinese people is so hardworking, they are so focused in their work and the study, whether it's in school or in the workplace. This is what we have to learn from. This is what we have to learn and put it into our working culture. Like for right now, at my personal experience or what I teach my staff at my company, I still using this kind of influence that I got from China, from the Chinese people, and that we should be more hardworking and become a active citizen to help develop our country.
Thank you.
This is what influenced me the most.
Yeah, perseverance. How about you, Baki?
For me, one word that describes China is strong.
Strong.
So I'm going to talk about the education field because I see that the difference between the education between China program in Cambodia is quite different. Like in China, students they have to spend more time at the school or university to do research or something, and they are all hardworking. Yeah, like they don't give up easily, even in challenging situation or something. Yeah.
And for me, one word of describing China, I would say brave.
Brave.
Why I say brave is that China started from a very poor country in a very short time, in 20 years time turning into a very, no, more like 10 years time turning to a very powerful country, second world largest country. And I would say that they are very strong.
Second largest economy, actually.
Yeah, second largest economy, but it's more like, why I said China is brave is it's more like when you have difficulties, if you started off with an easy life, of course you will end up something else, like not what you expected. But if you start with a hard life, you're doing everything on your own, you like everything is hard, and now China have everything, so we don't have to depend on other countries. As you know, like all the manufacturings, all the goods is in China. So more like they have everything already. They don't need from other countries. All they need is like other resources, like agricultures.
Now we still have to work together. I mean, for all the countries, we
Yes.
need to cooperate to work together to better promote not only ourselves but each other, right?
I know that
Yeah.
normally there's benefits between countries, like a strong cooperations. But what is strong about China is that in a very short time they're able to become very powerful, and I really admire from China at a very young age.
Thank you. And let's talk about the future a little bit. So if you have any chance, you all have some, encounters, experience with China before. And if you have a chance to go back to China in the future, to live, to work, or to study, what do you expect to do?
Yesterday, our top leaders have reached the agreement of 37, as I remember.
Yeah.
37 documents were signed, and I believe this kind of agreement will yield in the future. So if we look into the investment, Chinese investment in Cambodia, I can say number one investment if I'm not wrong. So what does it mean by this rate, by this figure? I mean, in the future, more and more Chinese investors will come to Cambodia. So when they come to Cambodia, Cambodian students shall speak Chinese, and Chinese students shall speak Khmer as well. So because I'm working in the field of education and in promoting the student exchanges, we want to see more Cambodian classes in China, where Chinese students can get exposure to Cambodian language, so they can start learning some languages, because he or she may have the opportunity to come to Cambodia to work or to invest in the future. This is what I want to see in the future.
How about you?
For me, probably want to pursue my PhD. If I have the
Go
chance
back
to
to
go
Cambodian
back.
University?
Somewhere in China, any university, yes. But actually, I want to have more opportunity to work with the Chinese investor, where we can relate it to each other between my work here in the construction sectors, and where we share and collaborate, like what we are doing right now. We also have some collaborate with the Chinese company in the construction field. So hopefully we will have more collaboration in the future. Yes.
Thank you.
For me, if I have opportunity to China, I will spend my time and learn business idea from Chinese people. Like example, on Douyin. What I can learn from Douyin is the idea of promote the business, like sometimes they selling something, but they put the camera and record, and we will see a lot of people get to buy their stuff, and yes, those techniques are good for people who want to sell the product or something. Like the idea, they can learn from them. Yeah.
Thank you.
For me, I would pursue my PhD in Peking University.
Wow, looking forward to seeing you there.
And also strengthen the agriculture between Cambodia and China, like importing cashew nuts to China or other products, which can, or farmers or hardworking people could, have like some benefits from both sides. Where China they take a few thousand tons each year, and Cambodia can produce it if we have investor coming in to support the whole market. Yes.
Yeah, really looking forward to see more cashew nuts from Cambodia in China because it's really good, and I'm also taking back some for my family and friends, like as a souvenir. Well, thank you so much, everyone. I think that brings an end to our topic today. So we've talked a lot from shared festival to high-level visit, and also to maybe the first taste of Chinese food or first animation you've watched. But we've noticed that the connections between us can run deeper and deeper. And also we've heard a lot about young Cambodians, what they see about China, how they feel about China. So thank you so much, everyone, for sharing your stories, observations, and your thoughts with us. And thank you so much for our viewers for watching. Now from Penang to Beijing, we are part of the same story. So see you again in the next episode of The Hype. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Yeah, bye-bye.